Walter Dedman comes from Cambridge, and a Lance tractor. One of the largest single-cylinder Lance tractors they built, a 60 horsepower. Weighing in at 14,000 pounds. We really don't have a class, they only go up to 12,000 here, but we always, Walter brings it down and puts on a little show, and we don't mind that at all. It's single-cylinder, two-cycle diesel engine. Oh, it's a little harder to pull today. You need a power shift, Walter. Fourth gear. Can you imagine how tight the babbitt is between the connecting rod and oh. Gonna run backwards. Give a nice round of applause. He'll likely back up and change the gear. That's fourth gear, he tells me. Now we got to get the motor going the right way. There we go.
My dad used to tell me that if you went to start those, you throw it against the compression stroke and fire backwards.
Hung right onto the track. It's a better track than it was Saturday now. Huh, 2 gears. We're not going to say. I seen two expert tractor pullers tell a guy how to pull, and it didn't work. I mentioned Saturday, and I don't know whether Walter knows for sure or not, but the fellow that imported these tractors into, most of them come to Manitoba, I believe. Otto Grummett, I believe was his name, and he was still living in Vancouver. I don't know whether he's still alive or whether he's passed away, but that's how most of these Lance tractors got into this country. He moved from Germany to Canada, and he used the tractor industry to bring his money over to Canada. And most of the Lance tractors were brought into Manitoba, and then they've found their way back here and found their way west, some west. I think even 1957, 58 in that era, the Lance plant was brought out by John Deere, and they produced John Deere Lance tractors, and there are a few of them. And most of those Lance tractors produced when John Deere bought it went to Australia and New Zealand and those countries. There's some of them been brought over to here now. Yeah, they came in green once that was. They had a pink John Deere color. John Deere was next to the Lance anyway. It only had 2 cylinders and fired every round and a half, see? The what? What happened? Oh. Lance tractor, now, Mike, when I got you here, is there a relation between the one you have at FSV? The one you have was built under license to Lance. Okay, that's why they're kind of similar. And you know, there's so many of these old tractors that my computer is almost logged, waterlogged or whatever you want to call it, with information, and it's hard to remember. You'd only do this a few times a year, but because Walter comes from up in my district and he does have his business operated out of my property and shop at up at Ayr, we see these Lance tractors, and he had quite a collection at one time. That's about the 3rd or 4th time. Like I said, Walter had quite a collection of these Lance tractors. He had a real old one. You had to put a blowtorch underneath the front of it, warm it up, to get it going. Many years ago, we were up in Englehart, Earlton, at a show up there. Walter took that tractor up to the show, had it running in the crowd, and there was a lady in a yellow dress standing beside it downwind. I said, Walter, maybe you better shut it off or move it, because look at the spots on her dress. It used to pump oil out the top, and it landed, you know, I seen yours on Saturday. Just about lifting the front end. What do you think of that, a brute force? Not much weight on the front wheels. Bring enough weight onto it to straighten it out. Right there.